Fuck. There he goes. Small change in the format, folks. We're actually here at GalaxyCon Richmond. This is going to be a short clip, only about 5 minutes long. Just going to go over some of the stuff that we are actually seeing here at the convention today. So if you ever wanted to know anything about Michael Dorn, check this out.
Gene Simmons, not the Kiss Gene Simmons, but the actress Gene Simmons, who was fabulous, one of my favorites. And then there was a guy named Nicholas Coster, who played the admiral where Data builds the child, and he wants to take away the child. And he was amazing. He was amazing singer. And then in Deep Space, of course, I think Terry and I had one of the most amazing relationships, in Star Trek history. I thought that was a great. But in Deep Space, John Calicos was a guy that he played Core, and he was just fabulous. I absolutely loved working with him.
Great character actor.
Great character actor, yeah. Yes?
Thank you.
It was an idea that I had. I wrote the script, and people liked it, and there was times when it looked like it was going to go to the next step. But it didn't really pan out. I mean, although I was able to pitch to the new guys, the Worf show, and they liked the pitch, but they have not returned. They have not said anything more about it. And the Picard show, it's very under wraps, but I have not been contacted about doing the Picard show.
Okay, folks, so let's go over a few things you might not know about Michael Dorn. Some might already know that he was a pilot. That's freaking amazing. A lot of this is actually for my fellow buddy, fellow sailor, aviator friend, Full Metal Boxers. Michael Dorn's actually instrument rated. Believe it or not, he's instrument rated. He's always loved planes since he was a kid. This guy got to freaking park his 2-engine plane in El Centro with the Blue Angels and then go play around with them for a little bit. And then later he gets to go and freaking trap in the back seat the weapons systems officer station, for those of you unfamiliar with who does what in the back seat. It's not Rio like Top Gun. He got the back seat trap in a freaking Hornet and then take off in a thing. And then for about 3 hours he had some what he thought was stick time. The pilot got tired of his craziness and took controls back to the front. And he's still trying to play with the controls in the back, and then he realized, oh shit, the controls just got moved to the front. He's been pranking me the whole time. So he got punked by Naval Aviator. Love you for that. He even has some legit fighter stick time. He spent some time in an F-16. He earned his 9G pin when he was with the Thunderbirds. The guy owns vintage warbirds. He had an F-86 Sabre, for example. I mean, this dude, it was a pretty solid hour panel with Michael Dorn, plus the video that I showed here before. But the dude blew my mind. I'm a big aviation nerd. Full Metal Boxer is a big aviation nerd. So let's talk about his directing side of things. He actually wanted to start as a director. He didn't want to start acting. I mean, I know this goes back to like Days of Our Lives in the 60s, and a decade later, he was an uncredited bodyguard for Apollo Creed and Rocky, believe it or not. Look that one up. And then he spent some time on Chips during the 80s. He was Jebediah Turner, I think his name was. Those of you who were kids in the 80s and 90s, I'm sure you've heard his voice. If you didn't see Star Trek, you heard his voice. You've seen Gargoyles. You've seen all the different things. He was Uvenk in Mass Effect 2 for small, like, useless information kind of knowledge there. But we all know him as Worf. But really, at the end of the day, he actually started his career wanting to be a director. And he didn't really get his first shake until 1996 when he directed, the episode was, what it was called? I think it was In the Cards. I don't remember which season it was, but it aired in June 1997. His start was with Worf was obviously in TNG. He went on a screen test. He was just kind of auditioning, and they put him in makeup the day of the screen test and got the job like right away. They wanted a Klingon on the bridge of a Starfleet vessel, so that's kind of how all that panned out. But it was funny because in season 1, while Tasha Yar was still around before she bit the dust, he was basically an intern going from department to department, station to station in the Enterprise. Like it was kind of like an intern that they were throwing around however they felt. I mean, you know, the whole idea of what a red shirt was kind of changed in the TNG era. That he was still being treated like a red shirt. He just wouldn't die, so I guess they kept him around, put him in a yellow shirt, and said, "Well, here you go blow stuff up with photon torpedoes and phasers." But the rest of this you can read for yourself in IMDb. You can probably find some information on his bio on Twitter and on Wikipedia. But what I really didn't know about, and was kind of a treat for me and other fellow aviation enthusiasts to hear, was that not only was he a pilot, but he's an extensively trained and extensively experienced pilot with actual, like, stick time with the men and women in uniform. That I appreciate that more than anybody could even say. I just want to get this information out. GalaxyCon was a lot of fun. We also get to spend some time with John Barrowman and listen to him laugh his ass off. I was not allowed to take any video of that one. Just one funny little picture of him, and then my wife and I had pictures taken with him, as well as the 5 members of the Star Trek cast. We had Renee Auberginois, who just turned 79, Terry Farrell, who complimented me on my shirt, because her son apparently also has a shirt from Loot Crate. They had Brent Spiner, Michael Dorn, and John Delancey. Q himself was there. It was a great time. My right arm got touched by Brent Spiner. I don't think I'll ever wash it again. Sheldon Cooper moment for you guys. Just kidding. I need to stay clean. So, but that was fun. If anybody ever gets a chance to go out to GalaxyCon, it's in Richmond every year, give it a shot. It's actually a great time. Hope to catch you all in my video coming up on Friday. Till then, Jared Cyphus signing out.